Hello and welcome, and just want to say congratulations on getting access to this video course on how to set up your very own digital membership site. I'm really excited because I'm going to teach you the same exact steps that I use to set up every single one of my digital membership site. Alright, so this is video number 1, which is the introduction. And again, welcome to your digital membership training. And what I want to do before I get started is kind of give you a quick overview of what's inside this video course. So we have video number 1, which I'm going to talk about the introduction, the mindset that you need to be in, because I really am a big believer in getting into the right mindset, because once you're in the right mindset, then everything tends to fall in place a lot quicker. And then we'll talk about tools, which, to be frank and honest, you're not really going to need a whole lot of tools right off the bat. We'll talk about free tools, we'll talk about paid tools, we'll talk about membership scripts later down the road, but not right now. Video number 2, we're going to talk about your products. You really need to have an idea of what you're selling before you set up your digital membership site. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people buy the membership script and they want to set it up right away, and they don't really know what the plan is. So depending on what your product is, depending on what your price point is in video number 3, for example, that will depend on those items will pretty much show you what you need to do. If you don't know these items and you try to set up your membership script, then everything will sound complex. All right. So video number 4, we're going to show you how to map things out so that you have a step-by-step blueprint or plan, and you know exactly what to do and how to activate your plan. And that way also, when you run into roadblocks, you'll know exactly what's ahead of you, and it'll be easier to actually move forward. A lot of times people don't have a map or a flow chart or a plan, so they just jump right in and don't really know what to do next. We don't want that to be your case. We want you to be able to learn this system, implement it fast, and be successful. Video number 5, we're going to talk about different platforms that you can use. Video number 6, we're going to talk about the required site pages that are essentially going to be the user's experience. Video number 7, we're going to talk about the recommended scripts, the scripts that we have tested out, we have found that worked well for us over the last decade or even half a decade. And so these are time-tested things that we have actually tested out. Video number 8, we're going to talk about setting up, part number 1, and setting up part number 2 will be video number 9. All right, so very important. I want to make sure that you are in the right mindset. A lot of times, like I said, a lot of people buy the membership script first because they feel like, okay, if I have the tools and I have the software that somebody is using, I will be able to implement a successful plan. And not so much, you're about halfway there, but you don't really want to start there first. What you want to do is plan first. And you'll kind of get an idea of how to do that once I show you how to do that. So plan first, and then we'll talk about scripts and the tools. All right. So before we discuss, what scripts to use, we really need to figure out what you're doing first, as different scripts cater to different needs. We could talk about Amember Pro, which is one script that I personally recommend, and that's something that I've used for the last literally decade and a half. Or we could utilize a script that is less than $50 that, in my opinion, can do a lot more than a lot of the scripts that are a couple $100s out there. So with that in mind, and knowing that you have different routes that you can go towards, depending on different platforms that you use, we'll talk more about those later on. But for now, I just want you to think about, what are you selling? What is your price point? And essentially, what is the value that you're going to give to your customers? If you can think there first, everything else should fall in place. All right. So let's move on to video number 2 and talk about your products.